throughout the group stage was those first maybe two picks for both teams were highly flexible. But now, I mean, you've got a pretty good picture of both these teams' first phase. And even the Harith, right? Harith, in a way, we've seen put in the gold lane. It's also, I think it's gone maybe once in the mid lane. And still, one of those picks that works really well in the gold lane, but the matchup, what I'm thinking, is it the Harith versus Carry here that we're probably going to see?
Most definitely. I think it really makes a lot of sense that everybody who's been playing a marksman realizes that they get outscaled really quick by the Carry. As soon as she gets 2 items, you feel like, wow, it's so difficult to trade unless you have high burst like Brody or maybe even the Claude. And even then, it still feels situational once the 3rd and 4th items come through. Now that we're seeing that the Benedetta gets banned out for the side of the Valley, I do feel there is a potential. We might see a potential Farsa coming out from Hoon's side. I would absolutely love to see Gushin, of course, but hey, you know, that's just a personal favorite.
I definitely would like the Farsa as well. Anything with damage, because it's something that the side of the Valley has been lacking. They put a lot onto basic shoulders, and everyone else is either more support or front line, and when it comes down to it, they're not able to pack a punch. Now, coming into this last ban, if they do want to go for a Farsa, and since they are focusing in onto the EXP lane, possible Yuzong ban here?
That's a good point. I mean, that could be the biggest giveaway because they do have that first pick in the second phase, and now that Matilda is already gone, they also get rid of Franco. Huh, rather interesting. I thought they would hold it a little bit longer because Eve, again, real world manipulation, only two abilities in the game really have that effect of taking her out of it, and both need suppression.
Yeah, both have suppression here. So I'm wondering what that leaves open for roam options for burnxflash. I mean, we've seen a lot of Cho, but there's always that kind of up in the up, like are the Way of the Dragon placements, are you putting yourself in a bad position? Are you able to utilize it? Now, I think they do have great follow-up already, but still the big question is, are you allowed to get this Harith active quickly? Because in the gold lane, right, I mean, we've seen it shut down as well to the point where all you're doing is you've got your Zaman Force, you move back and forth, but really you don't have the damage that you need. I mean, that is also the benefit of having the Mystery Shop emblem, but still, if you're kind of staved off from farming up early on, you're going to struggle there. So already questions here. We'll see the next 2 picks to lock in this team composition for burnxflash. But Lolita, I got to say, man, I like the Lolita pick, but let's be honest, group stages wasn't so pretty for the Valley when they locked in the Lolita.
It depends on where you're coming from. I mean, he did well during M3, so it's like he can't do that bad here at M4.
He did kind of rough in the group stage.
I'm an American. I'm going to call it how I see it. It was a little bit rough.
Timing.
I think I would have liked to Cho more here, honestly. But it seems like, I mean, you have some of those picks, you have that capabilities, but that is not going to happen. We do have the Lolita. That's what's on the map. And, I mean, hopefully it is a comfort. We know it's a comfort pick for Shark. He just needs to use it to his full capabilities.
Honestly, I feel like they could have unlocked Shark here, right? Because you already have Fredrin. He can look for the engages. He can also peel as well. I would have liked to see something along the lines of Kufra. And honestly, a Mincetar didn't seem that out of the ordinary. But hey, again, out-of-pocket picks. We're seeing the Atlas and as well as Grok. Really smart drafting coming up from Coach Zico here, putting Hoon in the back position, and now he has to forcibly take control over the lane by himself if Super Shark has to go elsewhere in this Melissa.
Well, I like both. I mean, I gotta say, I do like both drafts here. Again, I think for the Valley, it's really just overlapping those ultimates properly, because that's the struggle we're talking about from the group stages, where it was a similar lineup, but when you were mistiming or actually not overlapping your ultimates in the right way, especially the Noon on Blast, the way you're using that, that's where it kind of falters, right? So, meanwhile, burnxflash, like we said, they're very aggressive, and a lot of that aggression is actually calculated, and it works out well for them. So, hopefully, the Valley, with what they have, they're able to kind of withstand that fire from burnxflash.
I mean, how long can they actually hold that fire through? I don't know. I'm leaning more towards more traditional Southeast Asian style of gameplay. And burnxflash, to me, I feel like they've got a really good draft. Something that Fried Chicken needs to cut the backline as soon as possible. Because if he doesn't, this game is going to swap real quick.
Well, already, as we see both, we take a look at the emblems and everything else, right? It is going to be Chima, by the way, running this jungle emblem on the Ling. So he's going to be he wants to match the Fredrin jungle, right? You want to contest those objectives, get that quick jungle farm going here, and just kind of work around that. Also, I feel like there's been a debate, right? What works best on this side lane Grok, the XP lane Grok? Is it the weapon mastery? Is it the high-end dry? Well, this time, I'm Your A Team is going to run with the weapon mastery, but already the fight for this orange.
Oh, let's see whether you can get out of here. I think for now, wait, hold on.
Hold on, Quide has to use the flicker. Is getting slowed down, the chase from Chima. This could be bad for Quide, able to get a little bit of shield, forces the dash, able to get that getaway though, and still delay Chima, so almost a plus there.
Now that actually worked out really, really well. Fried Chicken wasting a lot of Chima's time, allowing MLBB to, get on towards his next buff and actually evening out the overall EXP and farm. Despite the fact that Little Wanderer might not have been the biggest thing in the world, it's all about that level 4. However, Fried Chicken is going to need some help, and Hoon is here to make that difference.
And I do like it. Hoon wants to come into ATM there. ATM forced to use a flicker. That is a utility gone. If you look at the minimap, though, Chima is making his way downtown right now, trying to see if he can make a play happen, but it doesn't seem like there's going to be too much. Still 20 seconds on the clock until the turtle comes.
Yeah, so both these teams, I mean, early battle spells going down here, nothing too much though. Just kind of holding off for now because they both want to just wait for that first big objective to come up here. Now, biggest thing is, I'm Your ATM's not going to have that flicker available, so you're not going to be able to expect that crazy wild charge from him. But still, when you're fighting in that objective, this is the best place for Grok, right? You have walls everywhere around you, and you can see them. They're even positioning this turtle so they have that advantage. And they're going to force the Valley to respond to this and work for it.
Yeah, it does seem like Shark's going to keep D7 at bay right now, but Chima still holds the presence. MLBB takes the turtle. A nice play. Fried Chicken, though, caught in the midst of I'm Your ATM, trying to get away. Caught in that real manipulation, but he does get away, and D7 goes down. It's a 1-for-0 trade, and the turtle goes to the side of the Valley.
That's what we want to see from the Valley, and especially from Fried Chicken. He is supposed to be the difference maker in this early 2 mid-game to set the Valley up for success. Basically, he's stuck here with Hessa.
Oh, Hessa gets stunned, tries to use Mom Force, able to get the dash, but still, the pressure from the Valley right now is felt across the land of Dawn.
I like this too. I mean, just with that early objective take, you taking a look at the items here. I mean, nothing too crazy, right? But still, this early on, this minor gold advantage will scale really well for the Valley. Now, the biggest thing is for burnxflash. We've seen this before with Atlas. Do they get those fatal links off? Now, you're working against 2 purifies here, right? Which we've seen even teams take 3, again, or maybe even 4 in terms of hero usage. But going against that, that's all you have to solve. Avoid that Atlas and kind of spin away. The biggest thing about carry, though, is if an Atlas goes towards you and you kind of use that Purify, you dash away, you shred tanks so quickly, and that can be really bad news here for burnxflash. They've got to play around that. Chima also has to be careful here as well. But already trades early on in the jungle, MLBB not letting go at all.
I love that right now. And this is the aggression that we wanted to see. And I think Hoon picking up this Lilia instead of the Yve or something of that nature, it gave them that mid-wave clear, and it gave them the ability to rotate around quickly.
Yeah, not only just rotating around quickly, the fact that Fried Chicken has bought so much time and now is a level ahead of I'm Your ATM. Look at MLBB. He's already a level up on Chima, who has the Demon Slayer. Again, you shouldn't expect that to happen, but yes, they were able to get that first turtle, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference. So I think the Valley most likely can start putting resources down onto the bottom side of the map to make sure that Basic get his farm and get his items fast.
Take a look at D7, just waiting patiently.
So worried that D7 was about to come in there, but now with the turtle up, MLBB is going to start on it. D7, C-Cat, and Hessa trying to make a play in. D7 does have that ultimate with the Fatal Links.
Oh,
Shark! But there's the Numenon blast! Super Shark coming down, but the Tempest of Blades locks on. This is a bloodbath. Shark very low. Hessa able to find him. Shark falls. Turtle has gone to the side of the Valley, though. MLBB trying to run away from Hessa. Hessa and ATM pick him up. MLBB falls to 2-for-1 trade, and the Turtle goes to the Valley.
I'm a little confused there. I mean, I don't know if you saw Basic, but it looked like he could have helped out there towards the mid lane, but decided to run up towards the top side. But still, everything that just happened there, it was a great set with the Numenon Blast from Super Shark. And if he can continue to do that, that is going to be the best case scenario for them. So Basic going to be forced back here. And still, across the board, the Valley holding on to that little bit of gold lead. They're continuing to build it on here. They have some of their first items locked in too. I think that one of the big things is you have to allow Basic to get farm up on this carry. He's only got that corrosion sight here. Of course, MLBB running with the Cursed Helmet. He's going to be trying to just continue to clear through the jungle as fast as possible. And that's the thing, Hessa already having that first item on this Harith, he's got that mystery shop. If he continues to farm up here, he will be pretty much a big threat towards the Valley, but the concealed play coming out.
Concealed play. Shark does get the stun on to D7. Hessa drops the Zaman's force. Mobazane will get stunned up here. Fatal Links does locks on, brings Mobazane onto the tower. CCat with the real manipulation, but Mobazane is still standing. The rest of the Valley decides to back off, so a bit of a misplay there. Not able to succeed, but no one goes down just yet. Basic and Hoon still want to try to force the objective here. Maybe being a bit too aggressive, but they want to make this tower fall. CCat just can't get through the Bulwark shield. Finally, the invasion stops and the Valley backs off.
So much value coming in from burnxflash. Like, while this dive was happening on towards the Valley, happening on the top side of the map, we look at the bottom side, they're able to actually return the gold back into their favor. And now with an objective down, it's starting to get a little tough. D7, he's already had a 9-2 team participation, ranked second in M4 so far. He's about to make it almost 100%.
Fried Chicken dives in with the bravest warrior, the bravest fighter. Wait a second, Super Shark with the flicker. Zane finds the turtle. Tima, I'm your ATM, forced to try to run away, but the Valley doesn't want to stop the chase. No, wait. Yes, they do, and I think they're going to try to take a tower for themselves.
Well, they got a clean sweep on the turtles. Objective, that's the name of the game here for the Valley, and they're doing exactly that. They should be able to get another turret here too. Bottom side, but even Hoon there, just trying to find an angle if he can. Top side though.
Look at Chicken. Hessa had a little bit of an advantage over Basic, but he can't mess with that Lapu Lapu right now. But still, the game isn't too far apart. It could definitely go anyway.
Yeah, and I think right now Burn has a little bit more flexibility when it comes to how they want to play across the map, because the Valley, they want to stick together. They want to make sure that Burn, if they fight, we have the counter engage ready and we can start peeling. But Burn, with the mobility that they have with Hessa, and more importantly, what Ling gives access to with I'm Your ATM opening up the map and getting that information, the side lanes are always under a lot of threat.
Again, this is the thing, right? I mean, one kind of growth that you've seen from Mobazane is this utility tank type jungle play style, right? I mean, it's something that he learned his time pretty much internationally, and he's doing it well. And these small objective wins obviously build you this little bit of a gold lead that you have, and it transitions for your game, and everybody kind of profits off of that. So that's what we're seeing from the Valley so far. burnxflash, all they need to stop that in their tracks, though, is a great set from D7, and like you saw from the earlier statistic, this is the man to do it, right? And they've got great follow-up, too. Hessa, though, Hessa getting to the point, again, he's still working on that third item. He's got the Feather of Heaven here. Also, the other thing that I'm wondering is CCat on this Eve, already having the Ice Queen wand, able to pump out a lot of slows and damage alone. What happens when, let's say, a Genius wand is locked in, and then you're reducing all that magic damage, and it's so front-loaded, you can't get out of that death box here for the Valley. Those are big things for burnxflash, as now we look to the next objective, the Lord.
Exactly, and again, burnxflash, their composition is that flexible, even team fights, with the synergies of heroes that they have. We're looking at D7 and CCat to make all that difference there with I'm Your ATM if he has the opportunity to see Basic locked against the wall or even remotely close to it. He could get an incredible knockup that could change the game. And that's the playmaking capabilities that all these heroes provide compared to the Valley, who have a very standard style of gameplay, want to peel back, come at us, we're going to defend from every single attack you have. We don't necessarily have to be aggressive unless you're Fried Chicken.
Most definitely. I think the major problem I'm seeing from the Valley, though, if we want to pick things apart, they haven't churned this gold lead into any major tower objectives. In all technicality, it's not a lot, but they're still losing right now in the ground, in overall material. So they need to, if they're going to get these kills, if they're going to find something, they have to turn it into more.
Well, I think a big part of that, again, is what Gideon just mentioned. You know, you really have to, it's almost, you rely on the new on blast setup if you can. Other than that, you're just trying to bait out ultimates from burnxflash, whereas burnxflash has, what, 3 options? Wild Charge, the real-world manipulation, the fatal links. There's so many options here for them. So even with the lead that the Valley has, they have to be very careful how they go in.
Chicken coming in, speaking of going in, but he gets knocked up. The Wild Charge takes out Fried Chicken, but Hessa picks up the kill. Now, by the Lord, Mobazane is trying to chip away at a D7, getting brought very, very low. Basic finds it, first kill for him. Tima, with the Tempest of Blades, locks on to Basic, but Zane still takes the Lord. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but the Lord goes to the side of the Valley. Is that a fair trade, though? Hold on, still trying to go. Hessa wants more. They know they lost Lord, but they want to take some objectives, so they take another tower away from the Valley.
It's looking really good, honestly. And Burn, they understand their options. They really know that if we're going to execute, we might as well full commit. And the only person who can dictate the tempo from the side of the Valley is Fried Chicken. Everybody else is designed to bait out an ultimate or to slowly whittle them down so that they can fully commit to a fight. And Burn fully understand this. So I don't know what Coach Zico did, but he has prepared his team extremely well.
Yeah, and taking a look at the items too. Hold on, they're still going here.
D7, but the problem is they keep on focusing D7. It's just too tanky. They have to find a way to find Chima here or someone in that back line like Hessa.
Well, they're still hunting, right? They've got to deal with this Lord here on the bottom side. Not sure if the Valley wants to do anything. Look at the push, though. Top side from Chima. So able to just make a play regardless of that Lord take from the Valley. They're going to be focusing here finally on the tier 1, though.
Chima takes a lot of damage from basic, but just not enough. Finally, they take a tower, the Valley, trying to hold up against this, and this just shows that, you know, a 1,000 gold lead doesn't mean anything when you're in this mid-game right now.
Yeah, and more importantly, so I think the Valley understand that they want to get Basic in a position where he can just hard carry the game because the rest of their team members, other than Hoon at this point, don't scale as hard. And Mobazane, he is just a stun bot. It's like, yes, come at me, use as many abilities as possible because the real carry is got me my back.
Yeah, you really have to rely here on Basic once again. And earlier, actually hold that thought.
Chima does use the Tempest of Blades to get away, though, so no big action just yet.
Okay, going back to the items here, right? I mean, so this is what it feels like to be in this chair, but still, the glowing wand, I'm telling you, man, the glowing wand is going to be a problem. He's already got 2 wands. I don't know if he's going to go for the 3rd, but still, the fact that CCAT has this, you have the death box, he's also running in pure rage, right? So this works out so well for him. He can whittle down the members of the Valley, and they can work around that. So the Valley, though, you saw them. Mobazane, stun bot, if you will. He has the Radiant Armor, too. So he's going to be that front line. You also have Fried Chicken and Super Shark. All he needs to do is land those Numenor blasts. And Lord advantage-wise, I mean, look at the Valley. The gold urn, it's not there for them to turret HP, though. They're still working around it, trying to get space around the map for them.
Yeah, I mean, they have more material now at the very least, but now the items are coming in. Hessa getting his Holy Glaive. That in and of itself is nasty, and you have to be extremely careful because if you're looking at the Valley, you're thinking about itemization. Yes, I want to be able to protect myself, but then you have the glowing wand, the genius wand reducing my magic resist even more. This mid lane, I don't think this is going to break out into the fight until we see Basic starting to walk up with the rest of the team. But for now, the Valley needs to show as if they want to aggress, as if they want to take the initiative.
Most definitely, with the Lord down to about 75% health, Zane will start that initiative. Chima trying to make his way up, but I'm your ATM. He's going to keep watching. Got to keep an eye on D7 here, hiding out in this bush, waiting to make that big play, but Basic and Super Shark as well, holding down the mid bush. This is a standoff. This will end big. This Lord could end up being one of the deciding factors in this game, but here comes the concealed play. D7 trying to come around the back, looking for something, but Fried Chicken does find Hessa. D7 locks on with the Fatal Links, but he still goes down. 2 members down for burnxflash. The Valley take the Lord and 2 members along with him.
Nicely done. The turnaround is already looking so good. D7 couldn't find anything despite catching only 1.
And did you see that? Exactly what we said about the Atlas. The downside there is you get there, Basic just dashes away, shreds you down, and you have no option, right? Again, even Super Shark being able to peel on this Lolita is working out great for them. Maybe he just learned from the group stages, comes in with that refined play style, and it's working out great. Hoon, like you said, he's just kind of whittling down burnxflash, right? That's all he has to do on this Lilia, and if he can bait out ultimates, even better.
And he's really safe in doing so, because no one can quote-unquote catch him unless you use a big spell to lock him down. The Black Shoe's such a powerful tool for Hoon. He can basically do whatever he wants and feel like he's unstoppable, because no one's going to punish him.
Most definitely. Now the Lord is crashing. Let's see if they can punish.
Wide.
Burn, but look at Chicken into the backside. This could be bad for CCAT, taking a lot of damage. Away, Chicken finds it. Does not go down, but D7 also connects. D7 brought very, very low. Fried Chicken pops the immortality. Gonna come back up onto the field as Hessa, Chima, and ATM try to defend this push. 2 inhibitors down. 1 more to go as Chima tries to clear away this minion so that the Valley just can't do it, but they don't want to stop just yet. D7 working his way out. The Valley staying aggressive. Zane moves on to ATM. ATM does go down. Hessa pops into Zamon's force, trying to lock on to Hoon. Just cannot find him because the Bulwark shield is blocking it all. Timma will be next. The Valley now moving on to the base. D7 tries to get the stun, but he's getting shredded by Basic. And now it's nothing but Hessa gets stunned, and the Valley will take game 1.
Beautifully done. GG, well played. Going over to the Valley as they take the first game in this best of 3. And they did it in spectacular fashion. What we thought was, hey, we're going to take our time with this. We see Hoon saying, no, let's speed up the tempo. They're disrespecting us. We're going to take the space and we're going to hold our ground.
You know, it's nice to see them smile once in a while, right? I mean,
Zane's still not smiling. He's still not.
He's chugging. He's hydrating. That's what he needs to do, right? Again, that was honestly, it was still a pretty intense game between both of them because at one point, burnxflash was in a good position to flip that game around. But objectives, Boba Zane on top of it with his Fredrin here.